Oh, yes. I was just looking at the regressive nature of the sales tax. The sales tax is flexible and adaptable, but also regressive. Those who are least able to pay it often pay comparatively more of it. For instance, a family with a high annual income and a family with a low annual income that buy the same school supplies will pay the same sales tax, but the lower income family ends up paying a much larger portion of its total income in sales tax. Oh, $250,000 a year, total sales tax $25 percent of income 0.01%. Oh, versus a family that has an income of $25,000 a year spends $25. Yes, total sales tax 0.1%. Oh, the sales tax of Washington State. Now, I know that we talked about these different states and how they tax their citizens. Yes. But as a citizen that would like to have his money and would like to pay some taxes, oh. Now, there's most state and local income tax systems are composed of graduated rates and income brackets. For example, taxpayers in the state of Louisiana in 2013, the tax rate for individuals with taxable incomes less than $12,500 was 2%. But for taxable incomes greater than $12,500, it was 4%, and if incomes greater than 50,000, it was 6%. Ouch. Now look at that. The greater than 50,000. Where's the state income tax bracket? Pooh. Now it seems to me that we really don't understand this whole taxation. Yes, I kind of do. Ouch. Now there's a certain class of individuals. I noticed that there was a company that applied for one of these licenses to sell marijuana products. Yes. And they were looking for a horticulturalist that had an AA degree or better. Pooch. And I went through the licenses, the 501 licenses of every state that has legalized marijuana. Pooch. Some of them are licensed and some of them aren't. Yes. But I wanted to know the owners of every person that's applied for a license to be able to sell marijuana, because when I read the legislation when it was originally going to be passed, the state allegedly, now I don't know this for sure, the exact tax structure, but it was 25% on the wholesales of marijuana, yes, and then 25% on the retail sales. Ouch. As if you had $100,000 worth of marijuana as a grower. Yes, the state would get $25,000 when you sold it to the retail outlet for that. Yes. And then when they sold it for $200,000, yes, the state would get $50,000 of sales tax on that. Now, when you look at, okay, the actual GPS location of every owner of every business that said, I'm going to get involved in marijuana, you should. It really supports the state sales tax and the B&O tax of every company that grows or manufactures any sort of wholesale marijuana product. Get me their addresses and every employee of every one of those companies, and give me their addresses. I thought somebody was going to use that marijuana to kind of tame the dogs. Yes. And we'd get them all stoned. Yes. And then they could sit there in strobe lights and just reflect upon their memories. Hooch. Now let's say you're one of these really stoned dogs that has an AA in horticulture. You're there, you're trimming the marijuana bushes, doing your thing every day, making approximately $13 an hour. In your mind, that's a lot of money. Yes, it is. You're getting paid more than minimum wage. Good for you. And the actual owner of the business, you're thinking, well, as soon as this crop comes in, I'm going to have $100,000. I'm going to sell it to one of these retail stores. Yes. I'm going to pay the state $25,000 in taxes, and we'll keep going. And then out of that $100,000, I pay the wages of those that trim the plants. Now, the retail store wants to buy it because everybody wants to buy marijuana. Don't you want to buy some marijuana? Yes. Go out and buy some marijuana today. Go to a marijuana store and buy some marijuana. And they get there and they're selling it at $10 a gram. Pooch. Now, when you're now, for every $10 a gram they sell, the state gets what? $2.50. Yes, they do. They net out $7.50 a gram, and it cost them $5 to buy the gram of pot that they sold for $10, so they get $2.50 a gram. Yes. Now they're selling this all day long because they're supporting the state stack. So just give me all the applications for employment of all of those that are wholesalers and retailers of every marijuana product, and then do a calculation about how much fucking money